Hey guys, what is going on? Today I wanted to share with you stock market updates, what's happening in the economy, in the cryptocurrency space, as well as sharing you one company stock that I believe has the potential for huge return on investment potential. So just with how we're seeing the stock market perform, right? We know that the Federal Reserve, Powell, released news yesterday where there's just great progress with how we're seeing the economy in terms of just jobs being released in the month of January, right? We're seeing an increase in jobs available for people in the workforce, as well as a reduction in the unemployment rate. Although we do recognize that there's a level of inflation and that there's ways to combat the inflation through increasing the federal funds rate. One of the good news which investors really capitalize on is the marginal increase in the federal funds rate, right? By about 0.25%, while previously the increase hikes were about 0.75% and 0.5%. So this is great information and signals to consider as part of investing, even though we know inflation remains as is, right? It may be the tipping point where we're beginning to see disinflation take place. Now, when it comes to the cryptocurrency market, we're also seeing Bitcoin have a degree of increase with its performance as well. We do recognize that crypto has been bleeding out over the many months now, right? Same with stock market, right? 2022, looking at it in hindsight, I mean, stock market dropped by about 20, close to 20% in just the overall S&P Dow Jones performance, right? But at least in the year 2023, it's been a great start. I mean, return on investment has increased by about 7% when you're looking at like just index funds, S&P Dow Jones. So overall net margins is about minus 12% when you compare it from a year-to-year comparison. Most of you are wondering, are we experiencing uncertainty right now? Are we still in a bullish market with a positive signal for bullish territory? Or will we experience a potential double dip or a black swan event perhaps? Who knows, right? Well, we don't have a magic 8 ball to forecast all of that, but from a statistical standpoint, just based on where we're seeing the data flowing in right now, it's much of a lesser probability of seeing any continued, significant decline in the overall performance in the stock market and the Bitcoin market. On average, we know that overall performance, with recessions, it generally lasts for about a year and a half, and we've gone through that duration already, right? And from how I foresee it, 2023 is an era for a bullish market where the bears are hibernating now, and that they're just awaiting until the spawning season for salmon to come out again to eat, right? Even though we see today being a very choppy day, right? I mean, yesterday it was green, today it's red, right? But that's normal in the stock market. From a zoomed out perspective, year to date, where we're doing very well still in the year 2023, with January performing very well, and we still have lots of days remaining in February, and it may be just consolidation, the battle between the bears and the bulls. But overall, I wanted to share with you some source information. But before we begin, if you're new to this channel, I'd really appreciate you hitting the like and subscribing to alliseeisW, where we talk about just the overall stock market, crypto, to gain on positive proceeds and lead with an altruistic mindset. Let's get started, guys, with me sharing with you one hot stock I believe has huge positive return on investment potential. Now, the stock I wanted to share with you is a company called Marathon Digital Holdings. It's on the NASDAQ market. It's the ticker MARA. As you can see here with the year-to-date, has gone up by about 1x, right? I mean, MARA was hovering at like $3 at the beginning of like January, and it's skyrocketed by about 1x already. So that's just huge news. I mean, it's been increasing while we see the price of Bitcoin increasing. So there's that degree of positive correlation. Now, if we were to zoom out to a 1 year trajectory, this company stock, I mean, it's been bleeding out. I mean, its past year performance is minus 76%. So let's say if you're considering making an investment decision with Mara, again, taking my information as guidance and doing your research, you're really buying this at the low point right here, right? We know at one point Mara ran all the way up to about $70 at one point, right? So back in 2021, it just hovered all the way up. And ever since 2021, it's just been bleeding out in 2021 all the way up till now, right? So if you look at it from a zoomed out perspective, you're buying low here and you could potentially sell high once it ramps back up. Let's zoom back in here. So 6 month range, it's down by about 51%. So I definitely think there's still great value add opportunities to capitalize on this low cost basis right now. Let's say if you are an investor of Mara, you bought in at the high price point, here's your opportunity to dollar cost average down with high conviction. I mean, Mara is not going to be going away, and we know that cryptocurrency has validated itself, right? I mean, looking at like in the context of like NBA basketball, I mean, you have branding around cryptocurrency. I mean, even the LA Lakers basketball stadium where basketball is played, I mean, that's branded as crypto.com arena. So it's going to remain there, and the fact that Mara, their main focus with the company is they mine for Bitcoin. And I wanted to share with you a source information here from Kathy Woods. She's the head of ARK Investments. She's projecting that Bitcoin forecast will reach $1 million per coin by year 2030. That's 7 years from now. Yes, we recognize that's far out, but that's huge forecasting, roughly 4,200 jump percent. That's big conviction there, right? So she's pointing out, that Bitcoin's long-term opportunity is strengthening, right? And Kathy Wood's firm is sticking to one of the boldest predictions yet, forecasting 1 million in the next decade, right? While we understand that the current price is at 23,000 per coin. And just to share with you that the firm expects Bitcoin to hit 1.48 million in 2030, its most bullish outlook, while 258,000 is the bear case and 682 is the base. There you have it. I mean, there's that level of appreciation. And I just wanted to share with you this bullish statement coming out from ARK Investments. And now just transitioning to just understand more about what Mara is doing, right? I mean, about 6 days ago, Mara announced its production of Bitcoin and mining operation for January 2023. In fact, Mara produced a record high 687 Bitcoin in January 2023, a 45% increase from the prior month. It also increased unrestricted cash to 133.8 million and increased unrestricted Bitcoin holdings to 8,000 Bitcoin. So let's say if you were to do the math here, right? 687 times a million. I mean, that's simple math. That's 687 million. Let's say if this were to be in 2030, assuming that throughput would also increase, right, as Mara expands and grows as a company, that's just huge. Where we are now at the current price of Bitcoin as well as throughput that Mara is producing, they're maximizing, expanding, and evolving, becoming better, faster, and stronger at mining Bitcoin. Now, just specifically in terms of what the CEO pointed out, we started the year by producing a record 687 Bitcoin in January, which is 45% increase from the 475 Bitcoin we produced in December 2022. Why is there an uptick with the number from a month-to-month recent comparison? I don't know. Maybe they've improved their infrastructure, but ultimately the improvement in our Bitcoin production was primarily a result of our team's ability to work in tandem with a new hosting provider in Texas to address the maintenance and technical issues at King Mountain Data Center that was suppressed that had suppressed our Bitcoin production in fourth quarter. So it looks like they're improving on their operational efficiency, taking the proactive measures to really strengthen their balance sheet to bring in positive return on cash flow. Even though there is a degree of risk with operational expense, we understand that. And this really has position Mara to be in a better situation in 2023, right? To really maintain the cash flow burn rate, and ultimately key thing is increasing the throughput for maximizing the amount of Bitcoin production. So this is great news here, right? Although we do recognize that just within the past 5 days, it dropped by about 15%. But if you're considering making investments with Mara, here's your opportunity to capitalize. Please make sure to do your research and take my information as guidance. This is definitely still a great discount buying opportunity from my perspective. And overall, just with ARK Investments forecasting that cryptocurrency Bitcoin will be about 1 million per coin in the next 7 years. Think about how that will be positively correlated with the share price of Mara, because Mara is mining for Bitcoin, right? So there's that degree of dependency there where it works in complementary with the cryptocurrency market. So there you have it. I wanted to share with you just the overall stock market, how it's doing based on the Federal Reserve information, what we're seeing in the cryptocurrency market, and just wanted to share with you my insights with Mara here, because I definitely foresee that Mara, it can easily break the $30 range in the year 2023 from my perspective and analysis, and how the information with increase in throughput for crypto mining, as well as the bold forecast from Kathy Woods. This really is just going to ultimately likely drive the share price up. So there you have it. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and leave your questions down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.